אוכיל על הקל, אכל פניו.
When the Rambam in Hilchos Teshuva describes the requirements of the Teshuva process, so he starts off with the requirement of Aziva Sachit. Then he says that a person needs to be Gomer B'libo Shelo Ya'aseu Od. He needs to be committed to not doing the Avera again. And then he says Yisnachem al Sha'avar. At the end of the halacha, he says we need Vidoi B'peh. But the Rambam adds another condition which seems very daunting at first. He says V'ya'ir alav yodea ta'alumos shelo yashuv l'zachet la'olam. That Hashem, who knows all the hidden things in the world, knows that He's never going to do the Avera again. Now, if that's the requirement of Teshuva, that sounds like any time that a person does Teshuva and in the end he's Nirshal and he does continue to do Averas in the future, that would seem to negate the legitimacy of his Teshuva. And that's a very daunting, very difficult level to achieve. And the Yetzer Hara plays into that and tries to convince us to have Yeush and to give up hope and say this Teshuva is beyond us and we're never going to be able to do Teshuva properly. So it's important to be medayik and realize what the Rambam is really saying. The Balei Musar point out that the lashon the Rambam uses doesn't say Yodea Asidos. He doesn't say that Hashem in His knowledge of the future knows that He's not going to do the Avera. He says Yodea Ta'alumos, Hashem who knows the hidden things. Meaning Hashem knows what's in his heart, whether he's committed to this Teshuva process, to not doing the Avera again. And that's the essence of Teshuva, is the seriousness, the legitimacy of his commitment. The Chayei Adam kind of brings down the bar a little bit to make this seem much more within our capabilities. He says that Ad she'ya'id alav Adonai kol shehiskim b'daito be'osa shah shelo yashuv lasos od kazeh kol yamav. That the commitment has to be that Hashem knows that right now, where you're holding right now in the Yom Noraim, in the intensity of the Teshuva process, you really are committed to following through on this decision to do Teshuva. What happens in the future, that's another story. If the Yetzer Hara comes back, the Yetzer Hara never gives up hope. The Yetzer Hara is always fighting us to the final day. And if Hashem knows that in the future a person is going to be Nirshal, that's a different kashban. The Mabit says explicitly that even if a person is Nirshal and he goes back and does the same Averas again, he says the original Averas that he did Teshuva on are erased. His slate is clean and he has a new kashban. He did new Averas, he needs Teshuva on that. But it doesn't in any way take away from the legitimacy of the Teshuva that he did originally. And another important nuance that we need to pay attention to is that the Rambam is talking primarily about Averas that are done b'mezid. And a person who was Nirshal and he went ahead and he was overcome with the Yetzer Hara and he did an Avera b'mezid, so he needs to make that commitment that he's absolutely never going to go back to that. But an Avera b'shogeg is a very different thing. An Avera b'shogeg means that he didn't know what he was doing either. He didn't know that it was wrong, or the situation he wasn't thinking. It happened derech agav in a way that wasn't anticipated. And that's something that these things are always going to be coming out throughout our lives. And there's no way a person can know definitively, I'm never going to do an Avera b'shogeg again. A person can't say, I'm committed, I'm never going to speak another word of Lashon Hara in my life. The person doesn't speak Lashon Hara b'mezid, he doesn't think that I want to say something nasty and mean, but it comes up in a conversation, a situation arises and he slips. And these shogegim are going to come up throughout our lives, and the commitment in a tshuva on a shogeg has to be the lashon again of the Ma'abit, she has zar v'zaris b'maisa. A person needs to take things seriously. He has to feel a true regret over what he did in the past, and he has to try to find ways to strengthen himself that he shouldn't be nirshal and shogegim in the future. He needs to make gedarim, to protect himself, to distance himself from the situation where a shogeg can arise. But these are things that we shouldn't, set the bar so high that it's impossible and we give up hope. We should realize that the tshuva process it's a serious process. It needs real commitment, real focus, but it's something that's entirely b'fiv kol v'lav kol la'aso. So it's something that we're capable of, and we need to make our best effort to do a tshuva shlema.
לאדם, אוי מה